Yo, what is up, it's your boy JadeJonny back here in the Elestral Emporium. Hi, how you doing today, you beautiful people? Let's go ahead and get into some Elestrals news. Before anything, I want to say that there's an Elestrals Emporium tournament going on starting next month. June 15th is when the start date will be. It'll end on June 30th. It is a round-robin event, so you play against every single person, and the winner gets a booster box. Testers are allowed to play in the tournament, however, they're not allowed to win any rewards. So, you can't win the booster box if you're a tester, but you are still allowed to play in the event. If a tester would win, then the prize will go to the next person. Obviously, I don't know who and who are not testers, so I'm expecting people to be honest. But that's the thing, right? So that event is going on. I'll have a video about it tomorrow. But today, I wanted to talk about Frostfall because there's a lot of issues with Frostfall. And I know I just got done saying I wouldn't make any negative videos, but I feel like this isn't really negativity. It's an actual issue that should be discussed more openly than it has been. It's only been mentioned in the Discord, and I feel like, you know, there's a greater extent in which this kind of video needs to be made than in the Discord. You know, like this kind of announcement needs to be made than the Discord, and because this impacts a lot of players. So, first of all, Empariwatt. Stellar Empariwatt, X out of 10, can be pulled in Frostfall. This is a Shattered Stars exclusive, full art Stellar, and it can be pulled in Frostfall. It is no longer an exclusive chase. So if you guys are purchasing Shattered Stars in the hopes of pulling an Empariwatt, stop. You can't even register them anymore. So stop doing that. If that is the only reason you're purchasing Shattered Stars Frost, stop purchasing Shattered Stars Frost. You cannot pull, even if you do pull it, it won't make a difference. Second of all, you can't register the ones that you pull inside Shattered Stars, or inside Frostfall. So there's that. So if you guys are purchasing Frostfall, be aware that you can pull Stellar Empariwatt, but it cannot be registered as of this moment. Third of all, this is probably the more major thing in my opinion, is clumping is back in full force. A lot of people have been pulling 2 or 3 of the same hollows. There was one person who pulled upwards to 4 of the same hollow. So this is a issue that happened back in Kickstarter, and it is still happening. Dan says that this should be addressed in Daybreak, but be mindful that if you buy a booster box, there is a high likelihood of you getting duplicate hollows. It is not an uncommon thing at this point. It is extremely likely. By the way, we don't know how many Stellar Empariwatts exist. Just throwing that out there real quick. But yeah, so it is a high likelihood that that you will get duplicate hollows. So honestly, I recommend buying singles in that case. If you're not trying to get stellars, if you're not trying to get full arts, buying singles is definitely the way to go. In that case, it probably was the way to go beforehand, because a lot of people are going to be offloading their hollows at a low rate to medium rate. Another thing, there is a possibility that you could not get full arts anymore. At least one confirmed case of a booster box has been opened where there was no full arts. Just be mindful of that there is a possibility you do not get a full art. It's less likely to happen than it is to happen, but there has been a reported case of it. Another thing, rares sometimes can be commons. Not that big of a deal because it's like non-hollow rares, and non-hollow rares aren't too expensive on the secondary market, so you're not going to be in like too big of a trouble, if you miss out on a rare. But it is a possibility that your box could be missing a rare or 2. So I think there's only ever been one case of a rare being missing entirely, but yeah. And then there's also randomization issues inside the packs. Not in like the fact that they're clumping. There is some clumping in the packs, but like really it's the commons and the uncommons are sometimes switched around. Sometimes the spirit's in the middle of the pack. Sometimes it's forward to the back of the pack. Like honestly, it's just, unless you're opening it for content or you're opening it for suspense, I mean, it won't really make a difference. But the pack trick doesn't work as well as it should. So be mindful of that. And really, I think those are the big takeaways. Also, one more thing. The box topper, at least one case has been reported of it being right side up. For those of you who don't know, there is a trick to check to see if you have a stellar box topper. And the solution to this was to put the box toppers face down. So, as there's one reported case of a box topper being face up, though. I think that's it. I think that's really all that needs to be said. There's some other minor issues, the little cuts and dings there, but overall, like, the majority issues is Empariwatt can be pulled in Shattered Stars. You cannot register those. The randomization issues, the clumping, Those are really just the major issues in Shattered Stars. Overall, good product, great set. Sucks to see some of these issues are repeated from the original, release. But as Dan says, these issues, there was a chance they could have happened because First Ed apparently had similar issues, not as bad of issues from what we've seen, but it did have similar issues. So Dan said there was a chance, but Daybreak should definitely solve all these issues. So hold out for Daybreak. Also, buy singles because, singles are going to be cheaper than booster box. You could finish off your play sets far cheaper than you could a booster box. You're only making your money back on a booster box if you pull a Stellar or if you pull a full art Debeater. So, or a full art Keon, my bad. So, yeah. That's all. Thanks for stopping by the Elestral Emporium, and we hope to see you again.